We're talking today about the system, just specifically about the system. I talk all the time about insulin resistance, and now I want to give you just an in-depth on what really is helping people worldwide get over insulin resistance and all their struggles. So, hey, I know it's not always easy when you're trying to manage your health, especially if you've been dealing with things like insulin resistance. So you might be experiencing, these are not symptoms, these are long-term issues with it that are linked to insulin resistance. So fatigue, excess weight that won't come off. And yes, some of them are symptoms, but constant hunger, hypertension, kidney and liver issues, gallbladder dysfunction, sugar cravings, inflammation and joint pain, mood swings and anxiety and Alzheimer's and ADHD and autism, trouble sleeping, poor digestion, all of those things and so many more are linked in to insulin resistance. And so when we can start to understand that that's the root cause of all of our diseases today, or 95% of them, I effectively like to call it the elephant in the room. So what's happening in today's world is we're taking all of those symptoms, all of those disorders, and we're trying to look at them one by one. Instead, we need to look at this elephant that's sitting on the floorboards of your house. And you can't figure out what's going on, whether the pipes are broken, the floors need fixed, the windows need replaced, any of it, because there's this big elephant in the way. That's what insulin resistance is doing to us. And look, it's not going to fix everything. But if you can get the biggest contributor to your health issues out of the way, now you can really focus on what's happening and why you're sick and start to manage if there's anything left. Okay. So I listed all those things again. I'm going to say fatigue, excess weight that just doesn't want to come off. You maybe feel like you continue to gain even when you're eating healthy. You have constant hunger that doesn't seem to go away no matter what you eat. You have hypertension or high blood pressure. You have kidney and liver issues and gallbladder issues. And thyroid issues is one that's not on there. Sugar cravings, sleep apnea, inflammation and joint pain, mood swings, anxiety, trouble sleeping, poor digestion, all of that is linked to insulin resistance, and all of that's what ended both of us up here. Okay. So I know it can be a real struggle. There's so many people out there talking about things. There's medications, there's this, there's that. We're going to go over one simple solution that's real food based, that's actually effective, based in science, and has been proven to help people all over the world. Mothership, I love your name. So the hunger that never ceases to quit. Anybody experience that? Anybody have this, like, I wake up hungry, I eat, I'm still hungry, I eat again, I'm still hungry, I eat a good dinner, I'm still hungry, I wake up in the night, I'm hungry. Anybody experience that? Just constant hunger? Most of us are suffering with something like that. So what's really happening is insulin resistance. And so we're going to go over this system that's going to help both directly and indirectly on your hunger. So it's going to affect your in the moment, helping you have satiety while reducing your insulin resistance. Hunter, we're talking about 2 products that taken at 3 key points during the day that are going to help you with insulin resistance and all of these issues that I just listed, which are downstream from insulin resistance. And thank you, Joe. So if you feel like you just can't make it past lunchtime, if you can't intermittent fast, if you're food addicted, that's insulin resistance. We're going to go over how you can start to take care of that much more easy. You guys are going to see me looking back and forth. I have a couple of different platforms going. I appreciate your understanding with that. So you might also feel like your body is constantly drained. Like, I used to feel that was one of the big symptoms for me that nobody addressed. I worked in medical offices. I asked my physical trainer, I asked a dietitian, I asked my doctor, I eat and I get goosebumps and I get cold and I'm tired. What's going on? And you know what the best thing I got from it, the best answer I got from anybody was, oh, your body's just trying to digest the food. And so all of your energy is going to your digestion and that's why you feel that. Nobody talked about insulin resistance. Nobody talked about this blood sugar spike and crash that you get. So in today's world, we're getting foods that are devoid of fiber and nutrients. When we eat them, they spike our blood sugars up really high. And then insulin, this hormone that I talk about all the time, does its job. It transports, right? So it's going to grab a hold of all that glucose that we ate, which is energy, and deliver it right away. Because we spiked it so high, it's saying, there's going to be more. This can't just be a one-time thing. There's going to be more. And so it delivers it. Now you have a blood sugar crash. Now you have goosebumps. Now you feel tired. Now you feel worn out. You just want to crawl on the couch, wrap up in a blanket, and chill out for a minute after you've eaten. But then you're hungry again right away after. The simple protocol that I'm going to talk about helps stop all of that. I no longer have those issues. I no longer eat and get goosebumps. I no longer eat and feel tired. I no longer eat and then feel hungry again right away. I no longer feel like, oh my gosh, I can't make it until the evening. I often fast for 20 hours. Most of the time it's 16 to 18 hours. Sometimes I fast for 36 hours. That hunger doesn't have to control me anymore, but I have some support in that. So here's what we do. So I have a tea. By the way, I warmed up some tea because it's cold. If you can tell, I have a sweater on. So I'm going to do this today online because I never do this. The first thing I do in the morning is I have a tea. When I'm feeling a dip in energy, when I'm feeling a dip in mental clarity, when I'm feeling like I have hunger, I'm going to have a tea. Now, look, I'm going to head out and go to a basketball game in a little bit for my little 8-year-old grandson. And we're going to have dinner afterwards, but that's probably going to be around 7 o'clock tonight. That's like 4.5 hours away. I had a breakfast a couple hours ago. I won't eat again until dinner. So what I want to do is keep my hunger at bay and keep my energy up for this little boy I'm about to go see. So these are the current flavors of the tea: lemon, lemon ginger, and apple spice. I'm going to mix up the apple spice today. I was going to give you guys a choice, but I'm choosing. I'm going to have apple spice. So it's as easy as this. This is the packet this tea comes in that I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to tell you why this is so amazing besides the energy and satiety. So just tear the top off, whether it's in a water bottle or a cup like this. I'm just going to pour it in. I don't have to steep it. I don't have to do all kinds of crazy things. If I'm traveling, if I'm not at home, I can have it. By the way, these packets are going to go in the car with me. So then I just mix it up. I'm going to show you guys a little trick too. If you want even more satiety out of this, you know what you can do? You can add a little bit of MCT oil to it. I wouldn't do it to the cold. I'm going to let this dissolve a little bit more. I will definitely put it in the hot. But if I wanted to have it cold, guess what? You get a little bottle and you're just going to take, what one are we going to do now? We'll do lemon. We'll do the lemon. So I'm just going to do the same thing. And that's why these are shaped like this, so that you can just, if I could just tear the top off. Like I say, it's so easy and then I can't tear it off. Because this one isn't marked. Nope, it's on the other end. That's why. I'm a goofball. So it's made like this in this size so that you can just easily pour it in a water bottle, whether you buy a bottle of water at the store or whether you use this. Now, I'm just going to dump that in there. Either way, I didn't have to steep anything. I didn't have to go through anything tough. I'm just mixing up my tea. Now, this one I'm going to put the lid on. This one also has a line on the back to show you how much water. I like a little more water in mine. Then you're just going to shake it up. Now, if you're on an airplane, if you're traveling, if you're whatever, and you need energy, you need nutrients, you need whatever, is that hard? Water and one packet that's real food. And we're going to go over all that. That's it. So that's another tea. I'll take this one with me to the basketball game so that I continue to have energy while I'm preparing to, like, my grandson wants to wrestle. He's a little rough and tumble kid. So he always wants me to get on the floor and wrestle with him and sword fight and all that. I'll have energy for that. But now this one, I'm going to put some MCT oil in, and then we're going to get to the gold of why this is such a good tea. So I'm just going to take a little bit of MCT oil, pour it right in there. What that's going to do is it's going to help me with my ketones. It's going to help me with satiety. It's going to help me with energy as I go through this afternoon in the next 4 hours while I go to a basketball game. By the way, I'm autistic. I have ADHD. I get over-triggered, overstimulated in those scenarios. Guess what? This helps me calm down those feelings so I don't feel as overstimulated in some of these scenarios where there's just people screaming and all kinds of stuff going on. So that helps. Now I put the oil in. I've had this. This is it. Now this is my tea for this afternoon because I'm freaking cold. Kentucky weather reminds me of Idaho. This one is apple spice. That's going to go away this month. So if you want to try the apple spice, you got to order now. Otherwise, we're going back to the lemon and the lemon ginger. There's nothing wrong with those. They're amazing. But let's talk about the tea. So this little cup of tea that I'm drinking, this right here, it's a yerba mate tea. Okay, but yerba mate is not just a fancy name for a tea, and it is Yerba mate, not herba mate, not any of those. Yerba mate. I hate when people say it wrong. So it's a powerhouse of a tea that works on many levels to support your body. Now, it's so powerful that it has every vitamin and mineral in it to sustain human life. In fact, it's so powerful, the Argentinians who harvest it call it the food of the gods because they've been known to exist on this tea alone when times are lean and they have nothing else to support themselves with. Every vitamin and mineral you need, plus some other components like chlorogenic acids, mate saponins, theobromine, other nutrients that we're going to talk about in a minute. But what they do is they give you energy, they give you mental clarity, they give you feelings of well-being, they help shut down your hunger, they help boost growth hormone, they help boost your ketones. And so now you're going through, like I fasted, I only fasted for 14 hours today, but when I woke up, the first thing I always do, because I'll notice that I get hungry if I don't, if I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling hunger, I go mix my tea and it shuts down that hunger. Then I make it through the rest of my fast. Easy peasy, so simple to mix up and drink. And by the way, I love this tea. This is not a tea that it's like, oh my God, I got to drink that thing for my health today. It tastes horrible, but I'm going to do it anyway. I've had plenty of those things in my life. I've had some things that tasted like I was licking the bottom of a lawnmower and it was so gross. And I just couldn't force myself to do it. There's no forcing myself to do this. I love it. In fact, my grandkids, I have a granddaughter, when she was as early as 4, she would steal my mug because I also carry it around. And this is also tea. You guys, I'm a super hydrator. This is a tea that's cold, but she would grab my mug and drink almost the entire thing when I wasn't looking because she loves the taste of it. And she knows that I don't care if she drinks it because it's good for her. It's giving her nutrients. It's giving her all the same good stuff it's giving me. Would much rather have her drink that than fruit juice or soda or any of that. So the tea is super clean too. We're going to talk about that in a minute, why it's so much different from others. But now you got all these good components. So chlorogenic acids is one of those things that I mentioned. Chlorogenic acids increase your satiety, increase your mental well-being. They help you regulate blood sugars and keep them level. They help you burn fat. They're also helping spike that GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide that everybody's injecting in a synthetic form that's doing harm. This is encouraging your body to create your own GLP-1. Those chlorogenic acids in this are 375 times more strong, more present than in any other yerba mate on the market. We put it through a 5-step process I'll talk about in a minute, and that's why it gets to this potency. So when people say, yeah, but it's expensive, well, let's think about that. If it's 375 times more potent than other yerba mate teas, and I drank even 30 of those today to get the components that I'm getting out of this, to get the activity that I'm getting out of this, and those are generally $1.90 to $2 a cup or a container. So you drink 30 of those a day. Is $5 a day really that expensive? $5 a day includes all 3 drinks, by the way. No, it's not. And you know what? Our company cares enough about your health that they only put quality ingredients in. If they didn't care so much, we could use cheaper ingredients. We could use pseudo ingredients and we could make it way cheaper just to say that you're buying something that costs less. But that's not how we operate. We're only giving you the stuff that works. We standardize it. We test it. We make sure that it's working good. Now, those chlorogenic acids, remember, they help induce your own GLP-1 by up to 70% higher than you would without it. And that's amazing. That's what's giving you satiety, helping you be more stable with your blood sugars, helping you kick out ketones, helping you with fat burning, helping you with mental clarity. All of that good stuff that's happening from this little peptide hormone that this tea is supporting your body and producing. The way we're eating right now and the things that we're doing right now, we do not get that GLP-1 action like we should because we're just not getting the nutrients and the support that we need to. And that's why this is such a game changer. Okay, so it also has this stuff called mate saponins in it. Remember yerba mate? So we're going to talk about mate saponins. What they do is they help reduce inflammation, and all of this is naturally occurring in the tea, not something we had to add to it. This is a powerhouse of a tea. We've just concentrated it so that you get the best benefits out of it that you can get out of any yerba mate drink out there. Okay, those mate saponins help reduce inflammation, which is a big problem for anyone dealing with insulin resistance. Okay. It's not a quick fix. It's a long-term solution for your health. I've been doing it for 4 years, lost 50 pounds, kept it off, improved my gut health, improved my teeth, my eyes, my hair, my skin, everything has improved because I've been doing these two simple products, a little bit of intermittent fasting and paying attention to my health better, getting rid of bagged boxed barcoded foods. I didn't have to make tremendous changes. So tonight, I mentioned the basketball game. My grandson, last basketball game, decided he wants to go out to dinner. He asked his daddy, will he take us all out to dinner? So he chose and he wants barbecue. That's not going to be low carb, but I don't have to worry about it. I get to go out and enjoy whatever I want at this beautiful barbecue dinner with my family tonight. And I don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm counting calories. Oh my gosh, I've had too many carbs today. Oh my gosh, I'm not what I don't do any of that, you guys. My health is better than it's been in 30 years, and I don't have to do any of that. I do this tea twice a day, and I do the pre-meal drink. Now, honestly, I drink the pre-meal drink before I eat anything because I'm 61. I want to support my gut after destroying it for 30 years. But those mate saponins, back to them. It gives you immune system boost. So in tandem with the fiber I'm going to talk about in a minute, I want you guys to understand that your immune system, the cells, the immune cells in your body are held, 70% are held in your gut. If your gut is sick, your immune system is down. Why do people get sick? Why do some people get put in a room with a virus and not get sick and others get sick right away? It's your immune system. And if your gut's unhealthy, your immune system is unhealthy. I have been around many, many viruses. I get just a little bit sick, but my immune system is so strong now that it fights it off. Everybody else around me can feel like um, they're crashing with all of these bugs that are going around. It never really happens to me. I feel a little bit, and then my immune system fights it away because I'm taking care of my health from the inside out. Is this all just about weight loss? No, it's about all those other health benefits that I get from drinking an amazing tea twice a day that's building health for me. So that's a lot of information, right? Again, I'm going to tell you 375 times of the component that's helping you boost GLP-1 in this. It's why it's so different from other yerba mates out there. But let's talk about some of the other yerba mate teas, coffees, energy drinks and stuff out there. There's something going on with them. Most of us have not been told about, most of us don't know about, and this is really important to me. So if I'm taking in components like mate saponins that are helping reduce inflammation, because inflammation is a key driver in insulin resistance, why would I choose a drink that's high in toxins that cause inflammation? And those toxins are things like pesticides, molds, and microplastics. And the microplastics, I did some videos on it a while back, but they're finding it in our feces in higher and higher amounts. But what those microplastics do is they start to change our hormone profile. So now men are having troubles with testosterone. They're having too much estrogen. Women are having mood disorders and problems with their periods because of microplastics. Well, we take this through a process called hyperpure that removes molds, pesticides, microplastics, those toxins that are making you sick. Why would I drink something to make my health better and allow it to be full of all the stuff that's making me sicker? So a lot of the stuff that's out there that's marketed is just they don't clean it from molds, they don't clean it from pesticides, they don't clean it from those microplastics. We do. So now you're getting a really pure drink that's giving you really concentrated amounts of this yerba mate that are safe and that are building health. And that, I think that's important to me. Some of the stuff I didn't know about this tea when I first started drinking it, I found out along the way. I started drinking it, found out it worked, and then I started diving into like, why did this make such a change in my health? Why is it I've tried so many things? Berberine, black seed oil, all the crazy drinks with wild caught blueberries and ginger and cayenne and all that stuff and vinegar in the morning, and I didn't see the results. And yet I started drinking this tea and almost immediately started seeing results. So my mind is one of those that wants to know why. All you need to know is that it works. We have thousands and thousands of people around the world talking about how it works. These pictures up here, we both do the system. I was so miserable. I was well over 270 pounds when I started. I don't have that problem now. I'm still a fluffy person, that's my build, but I'm more solid, I'm more healthy, and so I'm good with that. I don't need to be twiggy thin to be healthy. But my good friend up here, she had this is insulin resistance belly. That belly is typical of insulin resistance. If your belly's starting to look like that, whether you have excess weight everywhere else or not, you're insulin resistance. This tea and the pre-meal drink that goes along with it is all she did to change and lose that belly. And we're both in menopause. We're both older women. The toughest time to do this is in menopause, and we both did it because we started supporting our body from the inside out. Okay. If you guys are interested, please just drop a T in the comments. I will get you to where you need to find this information because it can change your life. We have a 90-day money back guarantee, a satisfaction guarantee, and a low price guarantee. When you use my link that I will share with you, I spilled something on me apparently. You're going to get a discount. You're going to get it at the same price I get it at. You'll never pay more for it than I pay. And that's how it should be, right? So just if you want that link, let me know. I will send it to you. Otherwise, check my profile. It's in there. And let's get you guys feeling better. Now, so there's a 5-step process that this tea goes through that makes it so much more clean. Okay. And that 5-step process is, number one, we hand pick it. We're not just grabbing, we're not just machine harvesting this. So you're not getting leaves and stems, and the leaves are what we want. The stems and stuff are not. But other products, they use a machine. I remember when we used to pick huckleberries in North Idaho, we had these little cups with rakes, and some people would just go along and rake the huckleberry plants. I always hated that. I would rather pick them by hand. That's how we pick the teas, is by hand, not with a rake. So we're not damaging the environment. We're not damaging the plant. We're not getting in leaves and stuff that are at the wrong time of ripeness for this tea. Man, that's bugging me that I got makeup or something there. Okay, so hand-picked, ethically, sustainably harvested. Then we fire roast it, which is really important in this process. Iris, I got you. It's coming. Check the comments. Just use that link, Iris. So now we fire roast it. Why do we fire roast it? And I've talked about this before, you guys. This is an amazing piece of knowledge for you. There are plants that we can get a lot of benefit from the nutrients out of, but if we don't cook them, we're not getting the best benefit. So like iron and spinach. If you're having these big spinach salads, if you're just putting raw spinach in your drinks and stuff, and you're thinking like, I'm getting this great amount of iron, no, you're not. It's not as absorbable until it's cooked. So it has to be bioavailable, available to your body. So with this tea, it's the same thing. We want to fire roast it so that those components, the chlorogenic acids, theobromine, mate saponins, and many others that we're going to talk about, get released so that you can absorb them and actually have your body use them. But fire roasting creates some PAHs, right? So you're like, yeah, but now you've created PAHs, poly, whatever, hydrofluoro, whatever. I can't remember that big word. Now, so we have handpicked it. We've taken a lot of care there. Leaves that are highly potent, not too ripe, not too young. Then we fire roast it. Then we extract the nutrients from that leaf so that you're getting this high hit of the nutrients. Then we concentrate it. That's how we get to 375 times the chlorogenic acids as any other yerba mate tea out there. But the last step is beautiful in this. We take it to a lab in Switzerland. We put it through a process called hyper pure. So you're going to see all kinds of, especially on TikTok Shop, you're going to see all kinds of other yerba mate products out there. Check. Are they purified? Are they concentrated? Are they standardized? No, they're not. I'm going to tell you, no, they're not. So the hyper pure removes molds, pesticides that may have gotten on our crops, and they're organic crops, but there's lots of crops being grown around. PAHs, microplastics, and any of the other toxins that could be on that, we strip them out. So now we have a highly potent tea that's had a lot of care in creation, and then it's really pure. So you're not getting the inflammation, the oxidation, all of the other stuff that molds, histamine responses and all that people reply with other teas. This is really pure for you, and we take a lot of care in that. Plus, we standardize it before it goes out. Every batch gets tested at 3 points as we're making it to make sure that you're getting the components I'm talking about, that they're clean, that they're actually the component. You guys, I learned something crazy a while back, and that is, especially with yerba mate tea, there are other herbals out there that look, smell, and taste like yerba mate, but they're not, and they don't have the benefits. And so some companies are getting stuff from farmers that are just selling them in this cheaper to grow crop, and they're labeling it as yerba mate because they're being told they're being sold yerba mate, and you're not getting what you think you're getting. We test our herbals to make sure they're exactly what we asked for before we ever start to process it. We test it again, and then we test it before it goes out. If this doesn't hit those markers of that 375, of all of the other things that I talk about, that batch never goes out to market. It gets thrown away. We care about your health. So, okay, understand that. Now, all of these, the words in the middle, normally I have symptoms up there. These are all benefits of the Feel Great system. So balanced blood sugar, boosted energy, supports your digestion, reduces inflammation, helps you manage weight, okay? Enhances heart health. So if your heart rate is high, it'll come down. If it's low, it's going to come up. It's helping your heart function normally, right? It's boosting your immune system. It's supporting fat burning. It's increasing satiety. It's improving metabolism. It's clean. It's pure. It's natural ingredients. We sweeten it with stevia. We take a lot of care in this product, so you're not getting all the other ick in it. And then it's convenient, like I showed you, and you're able to use it on the go. You don't have to carry around a canister. You don't have to steep it. You don't have to do any of that. You're not worrying about cans and stuff you can't carry through the airport. You're putting this. I talk about the airport because I have to travel a lot. This in your bag. You get on the other side. Mix it in some water, you're done. Remember, I put it in here and just shook it up. And that tea's ready to drink. Super simple, but you're getting all of those benefits. Okay. So the tea is really, really amazing for you guys, and it does change your health. One of the things I noticed with this tea was that in my story, I got my system on a Saturday. On a Sunday, I started. So I started my morning with a tea, and then I had my fiber later in the day, my pre-meal drink, which we're going to talk about in a second. By Wednesday, I had a business meeting. I was doing subconscious reprogramming and mental health coaching at the time. And the partner that I was working with, because we worked across the nation from each other, we had a lot of Zoom calls. We were on a Wednesday Zoom call to talk about what we were delivering that week. And she said, stop, wait a minute, stop, wait a minute. She said, there's something, what have you done? You've done something different. Something is different. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, you're more vibrant. You're more clear-headed. You have more energy. You're happier. You're in a much better mood. What did you do? And so then I laughed and I showed her this. So that was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 days. I didn't tell her I'd done anything different. She noticed it in me. And I hear this from people all the time. A woman that just started using it. Her husband started seeing changes in her right away. And he said, what are you doing? I want to do it too. So she helped him get started. Now she gets a $10 credit every time her husband purchases. Now they're both doing it. And I've had multiple conversations with them to help them get started. That's what I'm here for. This is not a go pick something up off the counter in Walmart and nobody ever helps you. This is you get a coach when you use my link. And I give you support and I give you help. And I'm here for you along the way. Okay? So that's the tea part. But this is a two-part system, right? We're synergistically helping your health. And what that means is that it's just working together to give you more holistic health. So I did a video on inulin earlier this week, and that can work really great for insulin resistance. But here's the thing. Inulin is working on more of a single action, where this is taking care of multiple actions. And I want you to think about the tea and the pre-meal drink like a yin yang, okay? Because everything in life is yin yang to have balance. So there's two sides to the system, and they work together to give you health. And that's my day, is like that. Actually, I use fiber each time I eat, so that's my day. Okay. And for me, generally, I just mix both teas up in a big mug like this so I don't have to worry about mixing it later. And I sip on it. You guys, it's not that difficult. It's food. There's not a I can only have this and then like Tylenol or other medications, I have this and I have to wait 6 hours before I can have another one. No. If you don't need another tea for 7 hours, drink it at 7 hours. If you have a busy day and you feel like I need more energy at 4 hours, or you start to have breakthrough hunger because it's an anxiety filled day or whatever, and you like, I need some support, have another tea. It doesn't have to be that difficult. So the recommended is when you wake up and then 4 to 6 hours later, have your other tea. When you're experiencing fatigue, when you're experiencing hunger, you guys, it tastes good, and know that you're giving your body health. I have it whenever I want. Some days I have 3 teas. Some days I've had 4. But guess what? Because it's not a medication that's telling me you're going to do damage to your body if you have more. I can do that and feel okay with it. I can feel actually elated that I got more energy, more of the good stuff into my system that day. Okay. So let's talk about the fiber piece, the pre-meal drink piece, okay? I've talked a lot about the tea. We all love the tea for all the benefits it gives us. Remember, immune system support, heart health support, mind health or mental health support. It's helping you with satiety, mental clarity, energy, all of that. It's helping you with blood sugar regulation and becoming more insulin sensitive. So why do we even need the pre-meal drink? Well, this is why. Most of us are supposed to be getting in 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day to be healthy, yet the average, at least US person, is only getting in 10 to 15 grams of fiber. And that's just not enough for us to manage blood sugars. In the long term, we want to manage those blood sugars as we eat food that's less and less dense in fiber because it's been modified out of our produce, and it's been manufactured out of those things that have bag box barcodes on them, or in the fast food restaurants, or in just the restaurants in general, Applebee's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, all of those places. The foods you're getting are less dense in fiber than they ever were. And a salad before dinner is not enough fiber to help reduce a blood sugar spike from the rolls or the potatoes or the rice or the pasta. You need a good amount of fiber to elicit a blood sugar response. Now, there's also 2 different types of fiber, and most people don't realize that. I certainly didn't. I didn't before I started this system, okay? I was not this big nutrition expert, or I wasn't, I didn't even pay attention. I was just like, focus on protein, try to cut out the stuff that I know is bad. I didn't know all this stuff. 2 types of fiber. You have soluble fiber and we have insoluble fiber. Things like Metamucil benefiber are one single type of fiber. So let's go over what they are really quickly because they're both found in this drink for a reason. So insoluble fibers don't soak up water. They're long, strandy fibers like in celery or bananas, and they create a mesh form in your system that creates like a basket weave that's really good at brooming out your system, at cleaning you out, at helping you poop. In that way, it does give some blood sugar support as it's cleaning, right? But where the real magic happens with blood sugar support is in the soluble fibers. Those soluble fibers soak up water. They make a gel-like matrix that starts to thicken up. And when it thickens up, it encapsulates those sugars. And as it goes from your gut and into your small intestine, it slows down how quickly those sugars are hitting your bloodstream. So it's taking some of the sugars away, but it's slowing down the rest from hitting your bloodstream. Now your insulin never spikes as high, and you have a little bit more control. This particular fiber blend, because it's a blend, there's 4 different blends in here, will reduce a blood sugar spike by up to 43%. And we have studies that prove that. The other fibers do not. Okay, so if you really want to make headway on this and you don't want to have bushels of broccoli before you eat, you don't want to do all that. I am not a big vegetable eater. I do eat them, but I'm not like some people are crazy about them. I'm more carnivoristic. I still use this because guess what? Sometimes I do. Like yesterday, I had no nitrate chicken sausages and I had a couple of eggs, and then felt like having toast with my breakfast, so I had toast. This helps the glucose spike from the toast. Okay, so let's talk about the fiber and the 4 particular blends in this fiber and why it's so different from other fibers. Hopefully it will make sense why both of these components have been specifically designed for your metabolic health. They're not just random, oh, everybody's talking about GLP-1, everybody's on the hype for yerba mate, everybody's talking about, we're not the marketing company who's just throwing stuff at you. We have spent 20 years studying this stuff to make sure that it works. And we have clinical studies on these products to make sure they work. So there's 4 different blends in this pre-meal drink. One of them, that's a proprietary blend of those soluble fibers. They slow your digestion. They encapsulate those sugars. They slow down how quickly sugars hit your bloodstream. But they also, because they're a gel form that starts to expand in your gut, they help you feel full longer. So when you drink this, and it looks like this, by the way, I'm going to show you something. When you get the product, you get this bottle. There's a line here for the balance, and this was the line for the tea. So this is where most people fill it up. I don't like to chug that much. I have a stricture in my throat. So I only mix it up to about the tea on here. And this is as simple as it's, I'm going to just take one now. So it's as simple as the tea was. I'm going to take this packet, tear the top off, pour it in. This one is our berry flavor. We also have an orange flavor. The orange tastes like a creamsicle. This one just has a really light berry flavor. That's as much as I need to shake it up. And that's what it's going to look like. Now, if I leave this in the bottle, and I'll show you the bottle in a little bit, it will start to thicken up. That's those soluble fibers that are helping you feel full. So I'm not going to eat for another 4 hours or so. I'm going to wait till dinner. Guess what? Even if I'm not eating, I drink this. It's going to help me feel full and satiated in the meantime. And combine it with the tea. Now we're doubled down on hunger that could break through this afternoon. And you want to drink it down pretty quick because it's already starting to thicken up. See how it coated that bottle? That's those soluble fibers. That's what's happening in your gut. And when it hits the enzymes in your gut, it thickens up even more. So now you have this action that's really strong in helping you regulate blood sugars. The other thing is this: when we go out to eat, I don't always carry a big purse, and who knows if I'll carry one tonight, but the bottle closes tight. I'll just take this and this along with me, and that's it. Same process. Or if I want to, I can put it in a cup of water at the restaurant and stir it up before I eat. Then I can have that baked potato, or French fries, I can have the roll, I can have whatever, and still keep my health in line. Do I do it every day? No, I don't. But when I do, I have that to protect me. One of my friends calls it her sugar prophylactic, because that's basically what it does for you. Any questions? You guys are quiet today. Okay. So there's that, the Biosphere Fiber Blend, which has those soluble fibers helping you with blood sugar spikes, but it also helps manage cholesterol levels. So cholesterol is one of the things that everybody's so worried about. I can't remember I think it was the form of calcium we have in this. Somebody wrote me about that the other day, and they were like, well, that's not the most absorbable. Well, we're not putting calcium in this fiber drink for your calcium benefit. We're putting in it because it helps support the fibers. Every single component in this system has been well thought out and has been put in for a specific reason to help amplify the effects of everything else. You're not getting that. Hey, Kristen, you're not getting that from, thank you, by the way, from Benebucil, Benefiber, those other fibers. You're just not getting that kind of thought and care behind the products. Now, 7X, that's another one of the proprietary blends. It's a unique blend of plant-derived polysaccharides, okay, and gum arabic. So they're really good for promoting gut health and supporting digestion. They work together, the polysaccharides and the gum arabic. Again, we've thought it through. We're putting stuff together that works for you, not just, random things thrown in and we call it a great fiber supplement. This is stuff that's designed to work for you. So it's supporting your digestion, but it's helping regulate your blood sugar even more than just the other blend of soluble fibers. Okay. So it's not only helping with digestion, it's helping keep your heart and your blood vessels. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's the cardio matrix. We're going to talk about that. It works to regulate your blood sugar and helps you to lower your LDL cholesterol. And that supports your heart and overall metabolic health. Now, Ask me later if you want the calculation to talk about your LDL, because I'll give you that simple calculation. But what we're really trying to see, what we really want to know is the size of the LDL, because size matters, right? All right. Proprietary blend number 3 is a cardio matrix. Tanya Lee, love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me always. All right. So when you have the cardio matrix added to these other 2 blends, they're a blend of plant extracts and phytosterols. And that blend is especially great for supporting your cardiovascular health, your heart. So we have cholesterol support, we have blood sugar support, we have heart support in the fiber. We have many of the same things in the tea from a different action. Can you see where this is building? Why this is a great system together? Why it just works so well? Like if you have 2 cogs and you only have one, there's nothing for it to turn off of and make something else move. These are like 2 cogs spinning together to create movement in your system, in your health system. All right. So this one is also helping lower cholesterol. It improves fat metabolism. The cardio matrix in the fiber is helping you with fat metabolism, burning fat. So it's not only helping you with digestion, it's not only helping you with blood sugar, it's helping to keep your heart healthy, it's helping to keep your cholesterols better, and it's helping you with digestion, all of which help you with insulin resistance. Oh, thank you, Tanya Lee. Thank you. Okay, then the last one. Let's not forget this. You guys, there is a reason I don't buy pills in vitamins in pill form. Between what's in this tea, remember I said every vitamin and mineral to support life in this tea. But now we look at the fiber, the pre-meal drink. I have empty packets all over. Not only do we have these 2 fiber and plant, and then through a plant sterol, all of this in there to support blood sugar, we have figured out what vitamins and minerals support your metabolism the best, and they're added in. So the vitamin complex, BIOS vitamin complex, is a unique blend of vitamins and minerals, and they're there to support this whole insulin resistance metabolic thing. So that unique blend of vitamins and minerals is supporting everything from your immune system to bone health. And it's packed with key nutrients like vitamins B, C, magnesium, which are essential for insulin resistance, becoming insulin sensitive, and your overall health and energy. It's not just fiber. It's about making your body get the support it needs to function at its best. Now, other fibers will say, oh, well, we have vitamins and minerals in there, but I'm going to tell you, they haven't taken the time and they haven't spent the money on the scientists to figure out exactly which ones are going to work with the fibers to give you the best health. We do all of that. We do all of that for you. Okay, so let's go into a few specifics, and then I'm going to, I got to wrap it up. I got to get to a kid's basketball game. But some of the fibers in this, and I want to tell you this is why it's different from like Metamucil Benefiber. There's apple fiber in it. So it's a soluble fiber. Remember that one that expands and makes you feel fuller. It's helping slow digestion. It's helping you feel fuller. It's helping you keep your blood sugar steady so you're not getting any more crazy blood sugar spikes. Plus, it's helping you feel fuller for longer, and that reduces your cravings and improves your healthy cholesterol levels, which is great for your heart health. Those other fibers aren't including this specific fiber, but that's why we include it. We also have something in here. People get confused by these when we have like guar gum fiber. Gum is a fiber, and it's great for your digestive health. It helps everything in that it's keeping it moving through your body, so you're not dealing with uncomfortable bloating and constipation that come from other fiber drinks. Now, in the beginning, if you're not used to fiber, you can experience some gas and bloating, usually about 2 weeks, and it goes away. But guess what? The fiber in this, because it's so good at not only cleaning you out, but helping mediate those things, you're not going to experience the gas and bloating you would with others. You may still experience some gas and bloating with this, even if you've been taking those other ones that I keep mentioning, because they're not doing the job that this one does. This is strengthening your gut from the inside out. So I was talking about this yesterday. Like, think about, I'm going to be honest, I haven't done squats in a long time. I've been trying to do air squats. I've been trying to get my body moving more, like practice what I preach. So I've been doing about 100 air squats a day. My booty hurt, right? My legs hurt because I hadn't been doing them before. Same thing is happening in your gut. When you're not exercising your gut by using fiber, it's going to feel a little tender at first. That's just a sign that you're getting stronger. It's not a sign that you're getting weaker. It's not a sign that, oh, I got to stop this. This is a sign that, hey, I've been deficient in fiber and I really need it in my body. So I'm going to get this in. I'm going to keep it going. And in a couple of weeks, that's going to be gone and my gut's going to be good to go and really strong. Okay. So those fibers are important in helping you get there. All right, it's super important. But we also have inulin. And so that one is a prebiotic, chicory root fiber in a natural form, inulin in a natural form. And it means that it feeds the good gut bacteria in your body. So now you're getting blood sugar regulation. You're getting help in cleaning your system out. You're feeding the good gut microbiome really strongly so that your gut microbiome starts getting changed. Those immune cells start to build, the inflammation goes down, and you start to feel healthier, less IBS, less Crohn's, less all of that stuff that's going on for most people. It starts to get better because of these specific fibers. Why is this fiber different? Why is the system $5 a day? Have you guys heard enough of the reasons why it's so different? Why just buying a yerba mate tea off the shelf isn't really doing you as much good? Why just throwing some Metamucilin? I can't tell you how many people, in fact, one of my most recent clients, her husband was using Metamucil. He started taking this and he's like, yeah, I used Metamucil for a long time and I really liked it, but I see why this is different. This is not the first time I've heard that. Immediately they start to see the difference in the fiber. Now, here's that bottle after it's been sitting for a while. Okay. So see that thick drip down there? That's happening in my gut. That's expanding. That's coating my gut. For me, because I have an acidic gut, I call it native gut. I have anxiety. I have ADHD. I have autism. My gut gets disrupted a lot. This helps me. I don't have those gut disruptions. And when I do feel them, this coats my gut and helps me. So do I always just use it when I eat? No, I don't. I found this to be a key piece in my toolbox, whether I'm eating or not. If I'm hungry, I drink it. If I want to stave off hunger for a while, I drink it. If I just want to make sure that my gut's acting right, I drink it. I don't have Tums. I don't have any of those other things in my cupboard. I have the Feel Great system, and that's it. You guys, that's it. So fiber. One of the other ones, we started talking about oat fiber. Now that fiber, and remember there's 7 different fibers in here. I'm just talking about these 4, but it really is the powerhouse that does a lion's share of the job of regulating blood sugar. Again, you're not finding that in Benefiber or Metamucil. Okay. If you want to poop, go buy those. If you want to regulate your blood sugars and change your health from insulin resistance, not so good. Okay. So one other thing I want to talk about is the fiber amount. Remember I said 25 to 30 grams for most of us, and people are like, oh, but Misha, this is only 5 grams of fiber. All right, so let's think about that. I just talked about the other fibers that are a single source. Part of the reason they're recommending 25 to 30 grams is because we're not getting a wide variety of fibers. So we're not getting all the actions we need. So they're upping the amount that we got to take in so that we can make sure we're getting benefit by adding more. What this does is allows me to use that 5 grams of fiber and get better action. So it's going from regular fuel to high octane fuel. Okay. Big difference. You pay more at the gas pump for the high quality fuel. This is going to cost a little bit more than those cheap fibers because it's doing the job that it's supposed to, and it's keeping you cleaned out and running from the inside out like you're supposed to be, because we're just not getting those fibers in our diets today. Okay. So really look at this whole system like a yin-yang system. They balance each other out. They work together, helps regulate blood sugars, really heart healthy. Even though this gives you more energy, it helps your heart. My blood pressure was 180 over 150 4 years ago. I threw away 13 medications. 13. I don't have any prescriptions in my cupboard at all. This is all I have. And what's my blood pressure today? Off of medication? 110 over 74 every single day. Oh my God. Do you know how excited my doctor was? She had worked trying to get my blood pressure down for years using the traditional knowledge. that she was taught and cycling me through medications and all of that. Actually, yes, Jay, my doctor was impressed. All of my doctors were impressed. And one of the other stories is when I started, I needed to have a hernia repair surgery. My guts actually poked out by my belly button the size of my fist every time I tried to sit up out of bed, every time I tried to engage my core at all. But that little doctor told me I had to lose 15 pounds or she wouldn't do the surgery. I broke down in her office crying because I had been trying for years to lose weight. I was active. I was a world champion athlete at one point. I couldn't lose the amount of weight she wanted me to lose, and I just kept feeling sicker. Nobody was giving me answers. Thank God I found the system at about the same time all of this was going on, and I started it. By the time she sent me to the nutritionist, by the time she sent me back to her office to see had I lost the weight, I lost 25 pounds. Then she scheduled the surgery. About 5 months after starting the system, I had that hernia repair surgery. It was about 4.5 months because at 5.5 months, um, I was on I was on my way to Puerto Vallarta where I went ziplining and I was very active all weekend. That doctor said she was amazed. When they cut me open, I had far less visceral fat, the fat underneath my muscle wall of my belly, than they would have expected for a woman of my age and size and condition. Not only that, not only did I have less visceral fat than other women comparable to me at my age and size, but I healed quicker. The drain tubes that came along with that, they pulled them out at the first recommended day that they could be pulled out because I healed so quickly. They needed to come out. The nurse was hesitant. She's like, "This woman is 57. We can't pull these tubes out. It's way too soon." And the doctor checked me over and said, "Pull them." Later in a follow up, that doctor said I healed better than anyone she'd had in that office in my age range, period. And I say that it's all due to the system. All those things I just talked to you about, immune cells, inflammation, fat reduction, growth hormone, which is repairing my body, ketones, which help your body repair, all of that because of this system is why I healed so quickly from that surgery. Okay. It's also what brought my blood pressure down. Now, my blood pressure didn't come down fully for about a year. It bounced around. It started coming down. It didn't just drop. But in a year's time, I went in for another annual physical, and there was not one marker that would indicate I was diabetic. My blood pressure was in normal range. Everything. No doctor would have looked at my labs or my health at that point in time and said that I was ever diabetic, or that I ever had, unless they ran an echo, that I ever had a heart issue at all. It's that powerful when you start to address insulin. So you guys, I'm on here talking about it every day because I want you to get better. And I want you to know it's not by putting in medications that are causing the rest of your health to go wrong. Remember, I worked for doctors. I was close friends with doctors. They worked hard to try and get my health under control. I had 13 medications and none of them were improving my health. I didn't think I would live to be 65. I had a walker, a cane. I had disability plates on my car. I couldn't walk up and down stairs. I had to quit working out. I had to quit competing because my health was failing so rapidly, and that's not the case today. I walk up and down the stairs all the time. I don't ever use the cane or the walker. In fact, I donated them. I keep the disability placard because of my grandson. My life is very, very different. They don't know much about insulin resistance. Jay, I do have to go, but can I tell you why they don't know much about insulin resistance? Anybody want to hear this one? Because until recently, and I don't think there still is, they're using those injections. They don't have a way to reduce insulin. Okay. They have a way to reduce your blood sugars, but they don't have a way to address insulin. They don't test for it. They're not educated about it. And why? If I'm on here telling you that two real food products, by the way, that came out 20 years ago about the same time as metformin, but it just got pushed down because Big Pharma ran us over. If you knew that you could take control of your health and not be on all the other medications that are associated, remember, I was on 13 medications that the medical community told me I needed to address my liver, to address my heart, to address my kidneys, to address my swelling, to address my joint loss. I don't need any of those. I have this one simple system, and my health is getting better and better. Hey, Penny K. Yeah, there's no money in them losing out selling you medications. So yes, I sell a product, but here's the thing. Instead of being put on statins and anti or diuretics and all the stuff that were not giving me my health back, that were not really changing my symptoms, I now do something that supports me. I just went through all of that, all of the ways this is supporting me with nutrients, a nutraceutical, and it's building health, and it's reversed all those things all those doctors worked on for years and couldn't fix with medications. Okay, with that, I do have to go. You guys, I'm going to say one more. I do want to get through this part, because if you're interested, if you're on fire from like me, if you're happy about what's happening in our healthcare here in the US today, all the things that like tallow, beef tallow being used in some of these restaurants, yes, right? If you want to help people understand how to get better, contact me. I went from working 2 jobs in medical to then losing my health so much I couldn't, to driving Lyft and Uber for 70 hours a week, to finding this system, changing my health, and realizing I could go back to helping other people get better instead of being in a doctor's office giving them medications I didn't agree with because the doctor told me I had to give them that prescription. I'm now helping people understand insulin resistance and how to get better. You don't have to have the knowledge I have. You just have to know that it's worked for you. You have to be on fire to help people. I want people who are on fire to help other people. I want people who are ready to dive in and work and change their lives. And if you're ready to do that, message me. You just had a small local restaurant announce they're switching to beef tallow. Yes. You know why they use the other oils, you guys? Not because it's healthy for us, because it's bottom line, it's cheaper for them. It's a machine oil. Those oils they're frying our food in, yeah, they're food based, but they were made to be machine oils. They're high in bleaches and perfumes and all of the stuff that's killing our immune system and causing more inflammation and more insulin resistance. Beef tallow doesn't do all of that. It's a much safer option. Okay, guys, I got a little bit excited. I hope you guys got some information today. I don't spend enough time talking about the system, and I feel like I should, because if you understand how potent, how powerful, how simple the system is, you'll agree that you got to give it a try. It has a 90-day money back guarantee. You get to get in contact with me. I get to help you through this. You're not left alone. You get the same pricing I get, and you get to change your health and be a good example for the people around you in changing this world back to living in health instead of living on medications that are making us worse. All right. If you're interested in the business side, if you want to know how you can change your life, like this is what I do. I have the freedom. I'm going to go run, play with my grandson. I'm going to have him all weekend. I don't have to go to work this weekend like I used to. If you want that kind of freedom while you're helping other people and building your own financial portfolio, let me know, because I'm back to building a team and I want to build a strong team on fire to help people and just change this world. It's time. It's time. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining. Thanks, you guys.